How does one company grow their business by over 35% in just 1 year when Forbes shows that 9 out of 10 startups, in fact, fail? And Forbes also reports that 8 out of 10 existing businesses fail. Or if you look at the gross domestic product, you look at the growth of the country's economy. The average American business only grows by about 3% a year. So how is it possible that one entrepreneur out there who's doing business-to-business sales, not business-to-consumer sales, but how is it that one entrepreneur who's doing business-to-business sales with churches and large organizations is growing by over 35%? If I had to guess, I bet you it's because he's on steroids. Could it be that the proven plan that I gave to him works? I don't know. It's probably just luck and coincidence and all that kind of stuff. Could it be that he's implementing the proven systems, strategies, and processes that we are teaching him? Could it be that a diligent person, such as Stephen, the founder of Mod Scenes, is reaping a harvest as a result of diligently sowing the seeds even when he didn't feel like it? Yeah, but that's only if you want to focus on like cause and effect. You know, it's just... What about going viral on YouTube? Yes, 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 and oh yes. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for a positive pick-me-up story, you are going to be blown away with the Mod Scenes success story. So it's now time for yet another edition of...
Wins of the Week!
Doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, working.
You can do it!
Just in case anybody missed it, what are your names and what is the name of your business?
So I'm Stephen Hall. This is my beautiful wife, Sarah Hall. Our business is Mod Scenes, and we make stage backdrops for churches and corporate clients.
Beautiful. Why did you first get involved in the scenic industry?
It was an accident. I'm a lighting designer by trade, and there was a huge need for churches to have easy-to-use scenic, and so we met it in our church, and then made it broader and met it in lots of other churches.
He's selling himself short. He is a phenomenal lighting designer, and working in churches was constantly running into these same 3 problems that he needed a set. He had a handful of volunteers, most of whom were high school students.
With no
he
experience.
had no budget, and he had no time because leadership kept making changes in their decisions over and over and over again. So he knew that other churches had the same problem, and that the event industry also has the same problem, where you have a lack of skilled help, a lack of time, and a very tight budget, and Mod Scenes was born out of that.
So good. Okay, why are you passionate about what you do?
Well, 2 reasons. I really like to make cool things. So that's one of the big ones. I really like to make things that are beautifully interesting. And also, I think that the church is the hope of the world. So I want to build and encourage that however I can.
Okay, how did you first hear about the Thrive program?
I heard of the Thrive program through a podcast where Clay was talking, church leadership podcast, where he was interviewing leadership podcast, I believe it was.
And then how has the Thrive coaching program helped you both create time freedom and financial freedom?
Okay, so you guys are all incredible. So some of you probably know this because I know I've worked with a few of you guys, but you're incredible. You've helped us with setting up the new website. We keep getting, honestly, more leads than we can handle, which is an awesome win. It's been really good to be able to know what we want directionally and be able to have you guys help us get there, specifically through making artwork that matches the quality of our business, because we have a high quality within what we do, and you guys make it look like that. Because me and graphic design aren't, I can stage design all day, graphic design not so much. And we're working on systems to have even more time freedom. So we're working on the financial freedom. We're really close to having everything absolutely paid off, all of the money that we invested and that we've worked through, and we have tons of assets for how small we are. In 3 years, we've grown a ton. So yeah, you guys are incredible. So good job to you guys.
All right, how would you describe where you were at before the Thrive program?
Before the Thrive program, it was putting out fires every single day. We were doing cool stuff still, but nothing looked nice, to be honest. We had a website that I threw together on Squarespace that was functional enough. People could kind of figure out something and order and hope that it came to them. And it was lots of urgent calls to, close friends or to Sarah or to somebody else. Hey, so I got an order today, so I need like 2 more people to help me because I don't know how I'm going to get it out. But since then, we put a lot of processes in place. We're standardizing how the manufacturing end, the design end on my end. So we're doing a lot more with the same, actually less people at times. So it's been incredible.
Nice. Okay, what has been the biggest needle mover for your business within the coaching program?
What has been the biggest needle mover? Certainly your guys' encouragement to get reviews and push our excellence in what we do. Because, anybody can go to a website and buy something, and if they know nothing about what the company's providing, they just have to do it on hope. Luckily, we're in an industry where it's kind of tight and there's not a lot of competition, but knowing, people being able to look and see we have over 100 reviews, they're like, oh my gosh, there's 2 4-star reviews in this. So it's been a huge needle mover as far as people's confidence. Actually, that and follow-up, because I did a horrible job on follow-up, and we're doing a much better job on follow-up.
Can you describe what you mean by follow-up? I think that's
certainly.
Other people may be familiar with.
Yeah, so with we go to a lot of trade shows, so that's one of our 3-legged stool pieces. We go to a lot of trade shows, tell people about our product, show our product, and we get information from those people. So typically name, phone number, email address. So whenever we first started the company, we'd get all that information and we'd do nothing with it. And it was horrible.
So
now,
every trade show we get between 150 and 250 leads, and then for the first 2 years of the business, we just sat on them.
we'd send them an occasional
Email.
big blanket email we're doing new stuff, yay, buy it, and 5% would open it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we physically call every single lead from every trade show. We send them follow-up email after that call, especially if we've missed them, and then we have essentially every 2 weeks we're calling them until they cry, buy, or die, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great.
Beautiful. Okay,
Can I add one thing to that? Because of that, we've actually got to get into some really good opportunities. So less than a month ago, I went over to ESPN and got to pitch to ESPN. So we are a small company, but 2 years ago we were in my garage with a bunch of boxes from Uline and some cut plastic that we had cut on a friend's CNC. Now we have a full manufacturing area, and we were at ESPN pitching to them. So,
Awesome.
yeah. So.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you describe the overall coaching experience?
It is incredible. I am challenged by every single week. Whenever I have a a to-do, something we talk about, me and Abby talk about, hey, we'd really like to make this update to the website and do this. Every single week, you guys hit it out of the park. And I know a lot of that's on Abby's amazing management. But for me, I'm I want to be that good. I want to be that awesome. I want to be able to hit my marks every single week whenever we come into our meetings. Hey, we talked about this. These are the things I got done this week.
Just so we're clear, just so I don't need to cut you off. The reason why John has to push everybody so hard is because even though candidate you just started, or Angela, you've been here a little bit, or Larry, you guys are working on stuff, and you might never hear the feedback of that, except for right now, but the results are helping you guys out dramatically.
Yeah.
And so he's got to be excellent. And so it's this virtuous cycle of if we deliver excellence for our clients and they deliver excellence for their clients, then the customers on both ends get a great product. It's a win-win. That's how it should be. Mm-hmm. Business doesn't have to be you versus the customer. It should be. Your customers are becoming your fans, aren't they?
Oh yeah, for sure, they are. And because of that, they're going to be customers over and over again.
Bam.
And as we're customers longer, our business relationship continues to grow. So for us, we're a smaller company. Like I said, 2 years ago we were in my garage. Pretty much every penny when we started came out of our life savings and me working overtime and second jobs and stuff like that. So that money, like, it's a big deal to pay, to pay a fee to a company to do the marketing and stuff that you guys do for us. But every single month you guys over deliver, and it makes it so, like, I look at my balance sheet, I'm like, okay, this month we really need to, lower something a little bit. That thing at the top, that Thrive thing, that's safe because you guys put so much effort into what you do. And it's a huge deal to us.
And just so you guys are seeing this, it's really neat is, again, show of hands, who's worked on their files? Who's helped them?
Thank you.
You guys are great. But
You guys are
here's
awesome.
The thing where they would have to go out and hire all of you individually, then manage you, and then go, well, we don't need you anymore after that 1 week of explosive work ethic because you don't need 6 full-time people all the time.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
by us being able to bring the whole team for what it would cost to hire someone for $7 an hour, and we talked about that earlier, but I mean, $7 an hour, you don't really get that great of a value from an employee, but you guys as a team are really working well, and I just appreciate you guys, because these guys are benefiting from everybody here working as a cohesive team. Back to you, Abby.
Okay, so many people, actually I would say most people, are not as diligent as you guys are, and I think a lot of people struggle to work on their business while in their business.
Uh-huh.
So when do you get your action items done, and then what trade-offs have you had to do that?
Let's see, Tuesday at 4 a.m. No, on
in the
times.
car on the way here.
Yeah, we literally spent the entire drive up here working on some of my action items for Tuesday. Typically Saturdays, I'll take at least half the day and work on a portion of those. And then Tuesdays, I have a block of time, like right after our meeting, while it's fresh in my mind, so I can get started, get the hard stuff done, and then have a couple small pieces to finish up later throughout the week as I have time. Does that answer it well?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, how have the in-person workshops impacted you and your business?
They have been incredible. Actually, I'm gonna let you share that thing that you told me the other day about. Okay.
Remind me. Sorry, I want to make sure.
Going through the book with.
Ken Schmidt?
Yes, that one.
Okay, so Stephen brought me at the beginning of December, and he had gone to one in June, and we had just had a baby, so I didn't come to that one. And so I came in December, and Ken Schmidt was here, and I was just kind of like totally blown away and really enamored with the what he was talking about. And so we bought his book, and I've been like working through the book and really like working to apply all of those things to the business. But even specifically through that and coming to the workshop with Steven, I realized that that in my mind I still like I was separating myself from the business. This was that's my husband's business, Steven has this business, and so I wasn't a part of it. I wasn't supporting him, and I was oh yeah, I'm totally a supportive wife, I let my husband go run out and start this business, right? And then realized that I really wasn't doing what I could and what I wanted to be and having the part that I wanted to have in it. And so I've really enjoyed the last couple of months, kind of owning that, and particularly marketing and calls, and a lot of too of our managing people, because that comes more natural to me than it does to him. And I have a background in psychology and counseling and leadership and things like that. So being more involved with our employees and our clients and things like that. And also the workshop, he came back from the workshop last June, and even though he was completely exhausted because we just had a baby, it made everything feel very possible. There's all these, systems and plans and things where we have some kind of vague idea where we want to go, and we have zero idea how to get there. And so, Thrive has, this is how you're going to get there, right? But then coming back from the workshop was this is actually a thing. We could actually do this. We can actually get there. We actually, and then after last December, when me coming out of that workshop and realizing I actually have something to contribute to this, that we can be diligent and we can be excellent and we can show up every day, and yeah, so
awesome.
Love it. Yeah. Okay, in terms of processes and systems, what is the biggest system improvement that you've made since working with Thrive?
That would definitely be. There's two that are huge. So definitely our sales. So we went through and scripted out on our sales end, what an outgoing call is going to look like. Most of the time, it was me calling on my cell phone, hey, how's it going? And I may be like somewhere in the middle of nowhere. I don't have a quiet environment. It's not set up for success. And I don't even have bullet points in front of me like, this is why you should actually buy from us. I'm a random dude calling saying, hey, what do you want? That was really what it was. And now it's very clear. It's, hey, my name's Steven. I really want to help you with your stage design. We are the best in the country at what we do, and we're here to serve you. And if we can hit your budget, we're going to try to. And if we can't, that's okay. Either way, we're going to help you as best as we can. So, and that's been incredible.
That was one. Was it, you said
Yeah, and then the other was our processes in order fulfillment. So now the more sales stuff and the more of the business management that I do, the less I'm doing fulfillment. And we've hired people to do fulfillment. And to do that, we have a really nice, we're working on a very detailed system, but we have like a checklist for our entire order. And so I know if a client calls me and says, hey, this is wrong, I can pull out that checklist. Nope, it's actually, do you have 5 boxes? Here's the weights of every single box, here's the dimensions.
Right.
Did you get all these? No, I must have missed one. Then we know where to get to it. It really...
And then we're not overnighting product at our expense
because they didn't find a box because reception put it in a different room.
Or because...
I wanted to chime in something real fast. I know that I don't work with you guys directly, so I hope you make your plan, and then obviously at the workshops, and we do our coaches meetings, but you've been just wonderful clients where we're just, you've been great to work with. I think you sent a nice thank you gift for the whole team, a little elephant there where you had written things on there. Abby, you work with a lot of clients. Could you maybe explain what makes them a good client for you to work with? Because I feel like they've been good for you to work with.
They've been amazing. I think your consistency, your diligence, you guys are just amazing people as well, and that makes it so much easier for me to come in and show you different systems that maybe you didn't know or weren't used to, and you're just so coachable. You're like, okay, yeah, if you have a question, you're like, well, what about this, and we just talk through it, and it's just a really good relationship. And I will brag that when we're in their meeting, Steven actually creates his own action items of oh, I need to do this, or I'll put it on the agenda. So he's just so goal-oriented, just great people. I can't say enough good words.
Well, let's hear it for Team Mod City. You guys have any questions for Mod Scenes? Yvette always has a good one. Yvette, anybody else a question? Okay, so Yvette, you have 2 questions if you want.
Okay, one question I have is that you say you started out in the garage. Do you have an office now today, that you?
We do. If you want, I'll show you pictures afterwards. I've got
We have an office and a shop space that we're trying to live in as long as we possibly can. We outgrew it last year, honestly.
It's about 30% larger than this room, and we do almost $500,000 worth of gross sales.
How tall are the ceilings?
14 feet. So it's about
You
this
stack
room.
up all the way
30, oh yeah, I have road cases, big cases you would tour with. I have them
Triple
stacked. No, they're quadruple stacked
Okay.
now.
This is a coaching tip for you. I would encourage you to try to stay there for as long as possible. It's the infinite longest. And then deploy that in marketing, and then when you make the jump, it's not painful.
Yeah.
Because the real estate, the big spaces, it kind of sucks the soul. You have a question?
I do. Also, you had mentioned in our conversation earlier that you do international. So how does that, what countries have you serviced?
Anguilla, a lot into Canada, some into Mexico.
Caraca. There's an island nation off the coast of
these names.
South America that I can't pronounce, so I can't remember it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So with each of those, it's kind of paying. You have to do a customs invoice for that particular country, but it's pretty cool. We bid on a lot of stuff in other countries as well, but shipping and specifically tariffs whenever you're doing a high value piece and shipping it, and our stuff is large as well, relatively large. So international shipping gets expensive, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
Just really quick.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah,
Was
let's
that
hear it.
always the case? Did you have that business before you came to Thrive, or was that something that came as a result of coming to Thrive?
The international business
Yeah,
specifically?
international customers.
About
had-
half and half.
yeah.
So we had a little bit in the Caribbean, but Canada is our Canadian sales have probably doubled since we started Thrive, which is great because the sales I made up there are to production companies. and they don't have the same availability of scenic products that are here in the U.S. Now that's a huge difference.
So we have like
but-
0 competitors in Canada.
What we're going to do is, Daisy, Steve, anybody else extra questions, you can ask them after this. We're going to go do a team photo out there.
Thrive Nation, that fires me up. That's a diligent doer by the name of Steven, growing his company called Mod Scenes. Google his company. Just check out his company. Do a Google search for his company. Give him a call. Check on him. Ask him if the success that he's achieved is real. Because once you resolve in your mind that he's having success as a result of diligently implementing the proven processes and systems that we've been teaching him on a daily basis, you will come to the conclusion that the time for your success is now. All you have to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com and schedule your one-on-one consultation or book your tickets for our next in-person Thrive Time Show workshop. Ladies and gentlemen, and now without any further ado, 3, 2, 1, boom!